Hello everyone, how's your day? In today's video we will give you 5 horror stories that happened in America. Please subscribe to the channel to support us. Story 1. In the late fall of 2022, Aaron Johnson, an experienced outdoorsman, set out on a solo hunting trip in Alaska's remote Chugach Mountains. On October 13th, during his journey, Johnson had a sudden and dangerous encounter with a grizzly bear. Alaska's wilderness is known for its beauty, but it's also home to powerful wildlife, and Johnson was aware of the risks, taking precautions to ensure his safety. As Johnson moved through a secluded area of dense forest, he unexpectedly crossed paths with a grizzly bear. As experts believe the bear may have been surprised by his presence or drawn to the area by the scent of other animals. Despite his quick attempt to deter the bear using bear spray, a common and often effective method, in bear encounters the bear didn't retreat. Such remote areas, even the most prepared outdoorsmen can find themselves in challenging situations, as the unpredictable behaviors of wildlife can sometimes defy conventional safety methods. When Johnson didn't return, a search team located his campsite, and evidence indicated that he'd faced a bear encounter. His experience is a reminder of the importance of caution when traveling alone in bear territory, as bears can be protective and unpredictable in certain situations. Alaska's wilderness is breathtaking yet wild, and it's essential to prepare for encounters with its inhabitants. Experts advise traveling in groups, maintaining awareness, and making noise to avoid surprising bears, as well as carrying bear spray or other deterrents. Aaron Johnson's journey underscores the importance of preparedness and respect for the wilderness. His story serves as a valuable reminder to all outdoor enthusiasts of the need for vigilance, planning, and adherence to safety guidelines. Alaska's natural beauty is inspiring, but it's essential to approach it with caution, understanding the risks that come with exploring bear territory. Story 2. In April 2004, a frightening incident occurred in Lake County, Florida, when Terry Frana, a mother of 5, experienced a close and intense encounter with several black bears right outside her home. Terry was accustomed to the natural beauty surrounding her property, which backed up to a heavily wooded area where bears were known to roam. However, she never expected that her backyard would become the scene of a life-threatening event. On the evening of April 12th, 2004, Terry stepped outside her home to check on her children, who were playing at a nearby house. She was only a few steps into her yard when she realized she wasn't alone. Nearby, a group of black bears had gathered, likely drawn by the scent of food from nearby garbage cans or other attractants in the neighborhood. Before she could react, one of the bears approached her, showing clear signs of aggression. The bear lunged toward Terry, catching her completely off guard. In a matter of seconds, the animal knocked her to the ground. Instincts kicked in as she tried to shield herself, but the bear's strength was overwhelming. In the chaos, the bear clawed at her, leaving deep wounds as Terry struggled to escape. During this terrifying encounter, she managed to break free momentarily, only for another bear to join in, pulling her back into the fray. Despite the overwhelming odds, Terry fought with all her strength, eventually managing to crawl away and get back into her house. Terry's husband immediately called for help, and she was rushed to the hospital, where doctors treated her for numerous injuries, including cuts and puncture wounds on her head, arms, and legs. She later recounted the attack, describing how she had feared for her life in those horrifying moments. Thankfully, Terry survived, but the encounter left a lasting impact on her and her community. The incident raised awareness about the presence of black bears in residential areas and underscored the importance of safety when living near wildlife. In the weeks following, Florida wildlife officials reminded residents of precautionary measures, such as securing trash and avoiding outdoor food sources that might attract bears. Terry's story became a powerful reminder of the need to respect wildlife boundaries and take steps to reduce human-wildlife conflicts. Her experience emphasizes the unpredictability of bear encounters and the importance of being prepared when living near or exploring areas known for wildlife. For those in bear country, experts recommend keeping trash secured, removing outdoor food sources, and always being aware of surroundings when outdoors. Terry's story highlights that while bears are typically wary of humans, they may enter residential areas when food is accessible, leading to potentially dangerous situations. Today, Terry Frana's story serves as a reminder to communities to take preventive measures seriously and respect the boundaries of wild animals. Story 3. In August 2015, a tragic and shocking encounter in the Alaskan wilderness led to the death of 58-year-old Raymond Rhee. Rhee was known for his adventurous spirit and deep respect for nature, often venturing out to hike, fish, and enjoy the pristine beauty of Alaska. However, on this particular outing, the wilderness turned dangerous in a way that would have lasting consequences. On August 5, 2015, Rhee set out alone into the wilderness near the village of Rainy Pass in Alaska. The area, known for its breathtaking landscapes and diverse wildlife, had also been home to grizzly bears, which frequently roamed the dense forests and remote valleys. Rhee was well aware of the potential risks and had taken usual precautions, but the solitary hike through bear country would test his skills and courage in ways he couldn't have anticipated. While details of what transpired are not fully known, wildlife investigators pieced together a chilling picture of the events based on the evidence at the scene. Tracks and claw marks, along with other signs, indicated that Rhee had likely crossed paths with a grizzly bear. Whether the bear had been startled by Rhee's presence or was protecting a food source or cubs remains unclear, but the outcome of their encounter left little room for speculation. The bear attacked Rhee with brutal force, showing the immense power and speed of these apex predators. Rhee's family and friends raised the alarm when he failed to return from his hike. Search and rescue teams were deployed, but due to the remote location and rugged terrain, locating him took time. When rescuers arrived at the scene, they found signs of a violent struggle. Tragically, they discovered Rhee's body, bearing marks consistent with a bear attack. The chilling reality of his last moments left those close to him devastated, as he was an experienced outdoorsman who understood the risks but likely never anticipated such an encounter. Story 4. Timothy Treadwell and Amy Huguenard, wildlife enthusiasts and advocates, shared a deep love and fascination with Alaska's wild grizzly bears. Treadwell, who had spent over a decade camping among the bears in Katmai National Park, was known for his belief that he could coexist peacefully with these powerful animals. He even documented his interactions, hoping to show the world that grizzlies were not inherently dangerous. By 2003, Treadwell had garnered attention for his advocacy and bold, often controversial, approach to studying these predators up close. In September 2003, Treadwell and Huguenard set out for another season in the Alaskan wilderness, camping at a remote site in Katmai National Park. By this time, Treadwell was familiar with the behaviors and habits of the bears in the area, and he felt confident navigating among them. However, their trip extended into October, a time when bears begin preparing for hibernation and become increasingly aggressive and focused on food. This heightened drive can lead to unexpected behavior shifts, even in bears accustomed to human presence. On October 5, 2003, Treadwell and Huguenard's interactions with the bears took a tragic turn. After a particularly aggressive bear wandered into their campsite, the couple found themselves in a terrifying encounter. In a sudden attack, the bear approached the tent, catching them off guard. Treadwell attempted to defend himself and Huguenard, but the bear's strength was overwhelming. The tragic struggle ended in the loss of both Treadwell and Huguenard. Their bodies were discovered the next day by a pilot who had come to pick them up, and the chilling details of the incident unfolded as investigators pieced together the evidence. The bear, identified by authorities as being involved in the attack, was later put down. The tragic deaths of Treadwell and Huguenot shocked both the public and the wildlife community, sparking discussions on the boundaries between humans and wild animals. Story 5. In April 2008, Robert Wagner, an experienced outdoorsman and hunting guide from the small community of Yakutat, Alaska, ventured out on what seemed like a routine trip into the Alaskan wilderness. As a seasoned guide familiar with the area and its abundant wildlife, Wagner had navigated challenging terrain countless times, including areas known for grizzly bear activity. He knew the risks of the Alaskan backcountry, but this journey would be unlike any other he had faced. On April 25, 2008, Wagner was out on a hunting expedition near Dry Bay, a remote region with dense forests and rugged terrain. So although he was well prepared and fully aware of the presence of bears in the area, his trip took a terrifying turn when he found himself face to face with a grizzly. So the specifics of the encounter remain somewhat unclear, but officials believe that Wagner likely surprised the bear or inadvertently approached it too closely, triggering a defensive attack. Grizzlies are known to protect their territory fiercely, especially if they feel threatened. Within moments, the bear charged. Wagner fought with everything he had, but the bear's strength and speed proved overwhelming. In a matter of minutes, the attack turned fatal. Despite his extensive experience, Wagner was overpowered, and he did not survive the encounter. Later that day, when Wagner failed to return, fellow guides and friends raised the alarm. A search party was quickly organized, and rescuers eventually found Wagner's body, bearing injuries consistent with a grizzly attack. The tragic discovery left his community stunned and grieving the loss of a respected and experienced guide who had lived his life in the Alaskan wilderness. The bear involved was later located and euthanized by wildlife officials to prevent further incidents. Wagner's death was a stark reminder of the unpredictable danger posed by grizzlies, even to seasoned outdoorsmen who know the land well. This story underscored the importance of respecting bear territory and understanding that even with the best precautions, encounters with wild animals can quickly escalate. Wildlife officials emphasized that when in bear country, it's crucial to make noise to alert animals of human presence, carry bear spray, and avoid solo trips in areas with known bear activity. For those who venture into bear territory, Wagner's story serves as a somber lesson about the unpredictability of nature. Alaska's wilderness is breathtaking but untamed, and this incident highlights the importance of respecting its powerful inhabitants from a distance. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about wildlife and safety tips, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to catch our latest updates. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.